Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thanks for joining us. It's another great episode and another great week. We are so excited to be back today. How's it going for you, Susan?
I'm just having a great time here in St. Martin. It's beautiful. I haven't gone to the beach yet, but
is it hot weather?
It's always hot. It's always hot. It's a little humid, but
define a little humid.
Well, to you, Kathy, you don't feel heat. To me, ugh.
I know. I don't feel heat. I feel the cold. I definitely feel the cold.
But thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And we're going to answer a lot more questions. We love getting these. So keep submitting. And you know how to do it. Remember, bachelornation.com/golden hour. And just keep them coming.
Okay. We really do love hearing from you. We love getting your questions, your updates, your comments, your everything you have to say. You know what, Susan? I'm actually surprised that we haven't had many updates yet or questions about your relationship with Frederic.
But I know. Coming. I get it in my DMs, though.
Well, listen, folks, if you are curious about Susan's relationship or my lack thereof, you can DM us. You can DM us on Instagram at Bachelor Happy Hour.
All right, now, so it's time to get into the episode. Let's start, Kathy, with the question of the day.
All right.
And what's the most bizarre breakup or falling out you or a friend have experienced? The most bizarre?
Well, I can answer that easily because I haven't had that many breakups. And it was the guy, you know this story. I had a date.
Yes, I know.
Should I tell this story?
Yes.
I had 2 dates with a guy. I ultimately, after the second date, told him adios, hasta luego, see you later, and no thank you, because all he did was talk about his money, which I guess had worked for a lot of other women, but it just turned me off completely. So I said, thank you, but no thank you, sent him on his merry way, and thought everything was fine until Susan and I were flying back from St. Martin in February, and I got a call from a number I didn't recognize, but she left a voicemail, and she asked me to call her. And she said it was about some orders. Anyway, I called her and she went on about this guy. And she said, he said that, by the way, let me repeat, I had 2 dates with him. She said, he said that you chased him for 3 months and all you wanted to do was hop into bed with him, which, can I just assure you folks, not true. And that he said horrible things about your husband, which of course he never knew my husband, knew nothing about my husband, except that he had died. She went on and on about what a lie. I mean, it went on. I said to Susan, this woman is crazy.
Or she had a terrible experience with him.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And so what did I do? Susan said, delete her, block him. I'd already blocked him. So, I mean, that was the most bizarre thing because I had 2 dates with the guy. That was
that was crazy.
What about you?
Crazy. Nothing really bizarre. I mean, my relationships, I drag it out because I always feel guilty if I want to end something. They're always in a nice way.
I know for a fact you've had...
I've had stalkers afterwards.
Well, you've had guys who, after you've broken up, they say to you, they keep reaching out, like you've told me, they keep reaching out and they we could have been so great. And I'm like, you told the guy, no, I mean, you were never into him. That is the amazing thing. Susan will say, I'm not into this guy. And it's very clear she's not. And men misread it with you.
Yeah, no, I don't know why. Because I'm too nice about it. I don't say exactly I'm just not into you. I
didn't say that to this guy that I had 2 dates with. And I didn't say all you do is talk about your money. I just said, you're a very nice man, but I don't think we're a good match. And I wish you all the best. The standard Dear John thing. So I don't know.
He was just a freak, Kath. That's all. I think he was just a freak.
And which makes me scared to date.
Oh, God.
I mean, it does.
Oh, wait, can I talk about your Google number? She had somebody asked her for a number one time that she met and she was chatting with quite a bit. And there was some potential, at least we thought.
Yeah.
And she said, he asked for her number and Kathy goes, well, I'm going to give you my Google number. And he was offended by it.
Not only was he offended, he said to me, a Google number? What's that? And I said,
That's what I said when you said.
And
She
I
tells
said,
me, Susan, you need a Google number. I said,
a Google number, for anyone who doesn't know, who's from the dark ages, a Google number is a number that is untraceable because, trust me, folks, you put your cell phone out there, you can find your name, your address, your height, your weight, anything about you. So
They'll find that out from your name.
Well, my kids said to me, yes, but they don't know their name when they call. They know my first name. I don't give them my last name. So I gave this guy my Google number, and he said, asked me what a Google number was. I told him, and then he said, wait, you're not giving me your real phone number? I said, no, it's a real phone number. It's just untraceable. I said, my children require it for my safety. And what happened to that guy, Susan?
He was gone.
He was gone. But you know what? I was happy. If that bothered him, that he didn't care about my safety, then he was probably a loser too and a freak. So you know what? Get your Google number and use it. That's my advice.
I don't use
All right.
Google.
We're going to get into our fan questions. My first question is, how many of you all have Google numbers? No,
I want to know, people. I want to know.
Let us know if you have a Google number. Okay. Our first question is from Tanya. Hi, Kathy and Susan. I need to know if you think I'm overreacting. My 10-year-old daughter was asked by another classmate to be their Valentine. She turned him down. In this class they're both in, the kids are able to do presentations at any time about any subject. The student she turned down did a presentation about heartbreak and called her out in the presentation in front of the entire class. The teacher shut it down, but she came home so upset. Am I valid in thinking what a creep this kid is and totally pissed? What should I do about this? Other than the teacher stopping the presentation, nothing has been done. I don't believe his parents have been notified because I haven't heard anything from them. Thanks, ladies. Oh, I want to hear what you say because I was in education. What says you, Susan?
Oh, well, I mean, she's only 10 years old, and she said no. And then for him to say heartbreak in front of the class, she could just, she's 10. What do you expect from her?
Well, and I'm concerned that Tanya said the kid's a creep. Tanya, he's a 10-year-old boy.
He's a 10-year-old, and he had his heart broken just then. He likes her.
However,
mom needs to chill.
Yes, but it's her daughter, Tanya's daughter.
Yes,
I get that. I think
agree.
I'm not sure. I worked in
What can you do at this point?
worked in a very poshy private school. I don't know what they would have done, and my gut reaction is that I probably wouldn't have called the parents, but all presentations, in my opinion, should have been looked at by the teacher.
I agree.
I think the teacher, I don't expect the parents. You can't notify the parents. It happened in school. It should be dealt with in school. However,
so what if they did notify his parents? What are they going to do? Honey, you're not allowed to show that you're hurt? No.
Well,
I think you're exactly right. The teacher should know what they're going to say before they get up there.
Yeah, when I taught, and I taught a speech and communications class, you think I just said to kids, hey, get up and talk about whatever you want to talk about? No.
Yeah, right.
No. It was always a process of step 1, stage 2. So I would, Tanya, if I were displeased with anyone, it would be the teacher for not checking the presentations first.
And have a talk with your daughter saying there is nothing wrong with not wanting to be someone's Valentine.
That is, Susan,
that is,
I'm going to agree with you.
That the child realizes that he had his little feelings hurt because he likes you, and you're not going to like everyone that likes you.
I love this, Susan. I'm going to put a plaster star on your forehead today. I love that answer. I love that.
And that's saying something for Kathy to love my answer.
No, a lot of times you give good answers, but that is
you also reassure the boy. Not everybody is going to be your person.
Again, but if I were the teacher, strike 1 for the teacher that she didn't see it ahead of time. Strike 2. If the teacher did not take it, as we call a teaching moment, to take that child aside and explain to him why that probably was hurtful and not appropriate.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Malcolm Gladwell here. I recently recorded the first episode of for this given class. Users be more productive.
And on finding a new hot.
Prices keep going up.
Malibu. When the clock hits 5 in your backyard,
day bra. That's why it fit every mood. That's for as low as $24.
Me and their okay, the next question is from Molly. Hi, I need some help because I feel like I'm being harsh. My family and I take a trip every year with our friends, Dale and Naomi, and their 2 children. We became friends with them back when we were neighbors. They moved a few years ago, so we kept up our once-a-year trip to keep in touch. Well, last year sucked. I just don't have anything in common with them anymore. They've become the couple that you exchange niceties with in a social setting or stop by their parties purely out of politeness. I know the kids get along, and Dale and Naomi don't have many friends, so I feel guilty putting an end to this trip. But I just don't want to go, if I'm being honest. The trips just feel awkward and we have nothing to talk about. I prefer to take a vacation I actually want to be on. What should I do? Thanks, Lee.
This is so easy.
Good, then you answer first.
It's so easy. First of all, vacations are expensive, right? Trips are expensive. So you should never be, unless you're taking me on the vacation, you should never feel pressured into doing it. Here's what I would do, Molly. I would, when they call you to set up the next year's vacation, I wouldn't take the call. I would, or if they bring it up, say, the kids are getting into sports, or my husband may be changing jobs, or the wicked witch from the north might be moving south. Say whatever you got to say.
July?
No, I'm saying delay it as long as you can. Then when push comes to shove, you know what you do? You say the nice thing. Susan, I would love to go with my brand new husband and you and Frederic, but this year we don't have the money, or my husband has to take a business trip, or the kids are in so many activities, or you know what, this year we just want to do, we have so little time alone as a family. This year,
that's one I would say.
Any of those. My point is, you don't say you suck and we hate our trip with you because you're boring.
Of course not. But I would say, you know what? As much as I love getting together with you, we're going to have to think of a different way to do this. Maybe a day somewhere.
That's a lie.
Because then she would still do it.
As much as I love getting together with you.
As much as we enjoyed our past vacations, whatever, this year we're going to do something on our own.
Yes.
But we'd love to catch up for a day at an amusement park or whatever that all the kids could do. Just back out of it.
But my point in all this, Molly, is do it with grace, do it with kindness. There's no reason to hurt their feelings. I mean, there just isn't.
And they don't have many friends.
They don't have any friends, so I'm guessing the tradition.
Or maybe make a mini one or something. Just cut the time down. I mean,
what we don't know. Here's the thing. They're not neighbors any longer, so theoretically, they probably don't even live close to each other.
And people move on. They get new friends, and, they're busy.
Are you trying to tell me something, Susan? Trying to tell me something? Okay. So now we're going to play a game. Think fast, Susan. We'll see how you do at this.
Yeah, we'll see.
Molly, but wait, before we finish, Molly, let us know. Just be kind, and we wish you luck on that one, but let us know how it goes.
Well, Molly, I do have to say one thing. I've had to do things that I didn't want to be in the company of, and out of the goodness of my heart, I deal and I go, just like you have. But there does come a time that you just have to say no.
Yeah, it's expensive. Trips are expensive. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. We're going to be playing this game called Think Fast. We'll take turns reading off hypothetical situations, and we're going to answer what we would do. Okay, Susan, I'll read you the first one. What would you do? Right. You show up to a wedding. By the way, you're not officiating this one. Just saying. You show up at a wedding, but you realize you're wearing the bride's actual wedding dress. How do you fix this without causing a scene? Here's the thing. In this case, I think that if you showed up at a wedding and you had a dress on that maybe you wore it in pink, but it also came in white, and the bride's got the white one. I don't know. I probably would. Hopefully, I'd have a shawl or something that I could.
I wouldn't dance much. I'd probably leave early.
Susan would do the Irish goodbye out right after the nuptials.
I would feel terrible. But how could you know that? I mean.
I'm not. I'm saying I would probably, if I was with my husband or my boyfriend or my partner, I might ask to put on his jacket, something
Yeah,
to,
something.
to make it look. And then,
Yeah.
you know what, if somebody said to
Oh
me,
my God,
wait
you're
a minute,
wearing the same
you
dress.
know what I would say?
I would act stupid and go, oh my gosh,
Oh,
are
no.
we?
I wouldn't. You know what I would say? Yeah, we are, but look how beautiful she looks as the bride.
Yeah.
Like I would turn
Yeah.
it all to the
Change the
bride.
subject. Yes,
Turn it
yes.
all to the
Wow,
bride.
that would be
All right.
embarrassing. All right. You get involved on a super fancy, you get invited, excuse me, on a super fancy vacation, but they accidentally think you're a billionaire. What's your fake backstory to stay on the trip?
I mean, a billionaire? You got somebody swallowed the Kool-Aid the wrong. I mean, really? How do they accidentally think you're a billionaire? Because I don't get that. My fake backstory. I honestly, you know what I would say?
I'd say the truth.
No,
I'm
you
sorry,
wouldn't.
got
You're
them wrong.
faking it. No. I would. Oh, I'd have a blast with this one. I would say that my family were the owners and founders of Pillsbury Flour, and owned ranches with cattle, and I managed it for a while, but you know what? I just decided I sold actually my grandfather sold Pillsbury. Oh, before it was even Pillsbury. I mean, you wouldn't even know. It was just we owned it. I would go a whole
Oh, my
convoluted story
God.
about everything I had, and that now I'm just traveling the world having a blast. And I would, hold my diamond ring out to prove that I was a billionaire. I'd have a blast doing that.
No, I wouldn't. I couldn't do it. I'd probably tell them the truth, but I'm still coming. All right,
No. Fake backstory to stay on the trip. I'd be saying, Susan, hurry up, think quick. We got to stay on this trip. Susan would go, no, I got to tell them the truth.
I won the lottery. That's what I'd say. I won the lottery.
No, not as a billionaire, darling. Nobody's a billionaire winning the lottery. Trust and believe.
A couple of times I have good luck.
Yeah. Susan, I want you to meet my friend Susan. She bought, this is Ripley's Believe It or Not. She bought 16 lottery tickets and she won them all. And each one was, no one's buying it. All right, here's the next one.
Yeah.
You discover your boss has a massive TikTok account where they reveal all the tea from your office. What do? Hell, I watch it.
I would comment on the page.
I would watch everything. Oh,
and then I'd go to my boss and say, yo.
No, I would watch everything. Oh, that explains why she and the teacher in room 46 took the same lunch period every day. Oh, I know what they were doing. Oh, I'd love it. I'd watch every bit of it.
All right. You're stuck in an elevator with your ex and your current situationship or relationship. Who do you talk to first, and what's the first thing you say? Oh, boy, look at us.
Is that what well, first of all,
one of you are going to get me out of here. Let's go.
Oh, no, you know what I would say?
What?
They say two's company and three's a crowd, and here we are. That's exactly what I would say.
That would be hysterical.
No, that's exactly what I would say. All right. You wake up to find you went viral overnight for something you don't even remember doing. And let me just say, Susan, the person was probably drunk and there's no excuse for it because alcohol is never an excuse. However, what's your fake PR statement?
That's because you don't get drunk. My fake PR statement, because I went viral overnight.
For something you don't remember doing.
Wow. Never thought this would happen.
No. It went viral for something you don't remember doing, like pulling your pants down in the subway in New York City.
What? I wouldn't do that.
If you were drunk,
it's not saying you were drunk. You wake up to find you went viral.
Well, if you don't remember it, you have a sudden case of amnesia. You were high on something, Susan. My fake PR statement would say...
you be embarrassed by the thing that went viral? Like, I'm thinking it's something good. Go viral. Yeah, baby. Check it out. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean.
And you don't remember what the hell you did.
Well, you're going to watch it, obviously, so own it. If it's not a bad thing.
But if it's
what
a bad thing...
would you do?
Well, you have a good point. If it was a bad thing, that I would call. I'd have to think about. I mean, I used to do PR, so you don't damage control is
Yes.
something you have to think through carefully. You never shoot from the hip. So
Yes,
my
yes.
fake PR statement would be fabulous, but I would take the time to think and construct a
Yes.
very good statement
Yes.
before I
I
released it.
learned that from you, to pause before I
Yeah.
react.
When
Yes.
someone asks you something and the answer really
Just
matters,
pause. Yes.
just think. So,
Yep.
Susan, is it ever okay to get drunk and say whatever's on your mind?
No, because I don't get
You didn't
drunk,
think
so I
and
can't.
pause.
Well, because I don't. No, it's a wrong question for me because I don't get drunk ever.
Can I just tell everyone?
Although 3
If you want to send
Grand
Susan
is a
a
lot.
birthday
I
present
get
or Christmas present,
dancing.
yeah, Grand Marnier. I've seen her on the beach in St. Martin. You lie like a rug, Susan.
No,
Grand
that's
Marnier
true.
is her
But
friend.
it's not drunk to where I don't know what I'm doing and I remember every minute. I've never had like that blackout drunk that they say. Yeah. No,
Uh-huh. Okay.
thank God. All right. The next one says, your Uber driver starts sobbing and asks you for dating advice. What's your first piece of advice? Oh, you know, we would both tell him.
My first piece of advice would be, you know what? Cry today and tomorrow get up and start the search for the person who's going to love you for the wonderful
on.
person you are.
And time heals. And
No, stop saying that. Time doesn't always heal. That's a
it does
stupid.
too.
Really?
Yes.
Time heals.
You'll stop crying in time. Yes.
That's
It
different from
doesn't
time
mean
healing.
it's ever going to feel good, but time helps you move on. Yeah.
I'm just feeling sorry for the Uber driver who's sobbing.
I know, me too. I want to help. Who is he?
Oh, the poor guy. Call us. We'll help you, Uber driver. All right. Interesting one here. You're accused of stealing a priceless piece of jewelry from an acquaintance's house during their party, but
Oh
you're
my God.
completely innocent. What's your plan to clear your name? It
What
depends
could have
who's
planned
doing the
this?
accusing.
I mean, give me a lie detector test if you have to. I did not do this. I would never, but they're words. I mean, I get it.
Well, I think it depends. If it's a policeman, if it's the law, the long hand of the law accusing you. But if an acquaintance. So, I probably would, if it were me, again, believe it or not, Susan, I do not like confrontation. You know that.
No, I don't.
I
either.
would probably, but people know
Who
would
does?
think that. Oh, how
You
long a
think
list do you
people
want?
like-
Oh,
Really? They like confrontation?
I know so many people who look for it.
Really?
Oh yeah, and they love it.
Ew.
They love to have a couple of my neighbors down the street here. They love it. They
Ew.
look for. Oh yeah, but I would honestly, if it were me and it was an acquaintance, I would call them or send them a note and say it came to my attention that, or if she or he accused me directly, I would say, I am so sorry that you lost that whatever, but I'm here to tell you I
It
didn't
wasn't
do
me.
it and I don't appreciate being accused of it. And then I
Yes.
would let it go. And if, that's,
I would
less
totally
is
agree
more.
with you.
Say your truth
And it
and
would
move on.
probably have been in someone's bedroom and you could prove that you were never left to go in someone's bedroom. I mean,
I just think once you start saying, well, wait a minute, it was in your bedroom. I didn't go in your bedroom. It's like too much. Just simply state the truth
you're
and
right.
move
you're
on.
right. All right. You're asked to give a toast at a stranger's wedding because you're mistaken for a guest. What do you say?
Oh, I'd do that in a heartbeat. I wish that would
I get
happen
up
to me.
and say, hey, how about this couple?
I would probably talk about make a toast to them. I'd talk about the way they look. I'd talk about the people at the
The
wedding.
beautiful ceremony they
I
had.
would talk, or I would talk about everything there and what love means, and then at the end I would say what marriage means, like the generic things that you hear for a wedding toast, and then I would say,
I'd roll and say one of my quotes.
yeah, I would say, we hold these truths to be self-evident, not only in the Constitution but at wedding receptions.
Kathy,
I
can you
would do it.
imagine the bride and groom looking at you like, who the hell is she?
It's the stuff of a Hollywood movie. I would love it. I would love to write it. I would love to recite it. I'd do it
We
in a
will
minute.
role play at its best.
Oh, I love it.
You. Okay.
All right. Someone loudly starts a rumor about you in public, but it's somehow flattering. What's the rumor? How do you react? Okay, I'll give it to you, Susan. I heard that Susan Knowles had a complete facelift and had a hair transplant. That's how she has this beautiful thick head of hair. That's flattering.
How would I react?
She looks so much younger.
I'm so happy you all think this is true. I'm so happy. I didn't, but if you want to believe that, thank you.
There you go. I would accept it and say, why, thank you so much. Only, the old expression, a hairdresser never tells, a surgeon never tells. But thank you so much. Thank you for telling me I look 29. I've worked really hard to look like this. So thank you.
There you go.
I
Kathy,
love
they're
it.
going to tell you how skinny you are.
Well, yeah.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you, I look like Mr. Potato Head. Can I just tell you? I have skinny arms and skinny legs. It's what's in the middle that
we all
gets
have
me.
that. That's being over 60. I mean, and I still wear a bikini. So if they want to say negative things, God bless them.
I can't. I've never worn. I told you this. I've never worn a bikini, Susan.
I know you told me. I can't even imagine.
And now
I
it's
think
just.
I look worse in a one piece than I do in a bikini.
Well, that's because you're used to seeing yourself in a bikini.
Yeah, and I like my tummy tan so that it's an illusion of less. I like to walk around like this with my arms straight up in the air and smooth it all out.
Seriously, I look, the reels on Instagram, it'll say like how to model, how to stand to hide your stomach. I mean, I'm sitting there standing on an angle, one leg behind the other, sucking my stomach in, tilting my head. It's like, Jesus, take the picture already.
And that's the thing. You can't suck in a two-piece because you can tell. And like the skin gets weird. It's like,
trust and
I'm
believe
just
me.
going to let it out. Let just be me.
Yeah, but your skin is not, we've had this conversation. My skin, I look like a Shar-Pei.
Oh, please.
I do.
And we're going to wrap it up now, Kat.
I don't want to wrap it up.
That was
all right.
enough of that. So, Kat, from the viewers and our fans and the questions that were sent in today, what do you make? Like, what one sticks out in your mind? For me, it was the 10-year-olds. I mean, I can't stop thinking about it. I know for you, my guess for you is going to be the father-in-law that wants to get out of there with the daughter-in-law. But the 10-year-old really, I feel so bad that the little girl should not be upset. She was embarrassed, I think.
I just think it points out, I know that was sad for me. I just think it points to the fact that we as mothers, sometimes we go overboard on defending our kids. So,
well, sure.
But I'll tell you the one that spoke to me is the travel one, because friends, it just sounds like a miserable situation. And I kept reading it thinking, the kids are probably friends, because, they're both young. But I just thought she feels guilty about putting an end to a trip that is probably
miserable for her, right?
And expensive, Susan.
Yes,
I mean, do you
want
want to go?
Having fun, it's torture. Like, if you can only do one vacation and that's it,
right?
By then.
And the other so that what that made me think of in general is we spend so much of our life we spend so much of our time either trying to do the right thing, feeling guilty about doing the wrong thing or the right thing. Like, I just wish that we all could step back, think what makes sense, what is logical, and realize that, what? It's just like not every kid gets a medal. Sometimes people's feelings are going to get hurt.
Yes, I agree.
Sometimes that's just life, right? And
Yes,
sometimes our kids are going to get hurt. Sometimes, life is not all positive and roses. Just isn't.
It definitely is not.
Oh, it is for you. Come on. You're getting a tan in St. Martin.
No. I always get the guilt and feel bad for people. And no.
Well, it's called.
I thought the questions were great today. Thank you.
I know. And people, please keep sending
them
in, right? It's just, I wish people would comment on the answers we give, because
I know.
There's something we're not thinking about,
Well, it's just bring it back to us.
Yeah. All right. Well, this really was a lot of fun. We
It
thank
was.
our listeners for joining us today. We thank those of you who wrote in. We hope more of you do so.
Absolutely, because that's what we're here for. You know us. and ask some more about the dating things. Like, we want to know how the first date went up into the 10th date and why you chose to continue or not.
Right.
Right?
Wait, 10
are you
dates? Wait, are you
interested?
saying
No.
10 dates?
Yeah. And
If you're
sometimes
dating
they figure
10
out by 10 dates, like, yeah, this isn't the one.
I heard you. 10 dates?
5.
One?
Some people really are attracted to one another and they go on a bunch of dates and they're having fun. And then you really learn about somebody and you decide, like, maybe not.
All right. Well, people, they got to let us know. They got to let us know.
Absolutely.
All right.
Make sure, everybody, you follow Bachelor Happy Hour as we have new episodes and new comments and new suggestions and new advice coming out every week.
It's
And
all new. It's all new. Every week it's all new. It's like we all have amnesia every week. It's all new. You can submit your questions to us. And truly, we're not kidding when we say there's nothing off limits. We'll answer any question
right.
you have.
Anything you want to talk about, we're here.
Yep, we want to know. Again, you know what to do. Go to bachelornation.com/golden hour or DM us on Instagram at Bachelor Happy Hour.
Absolutely. Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to your podcast. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back next week.
Have a great week till we see you again.